Hey guys, how's it going? It's SurvivorDude. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make a Mohaven bird trap. First of all, I want to apologize for the wind. It is extremely windy today, so most likely you're going to be reading captions for most of the video, but I'm going to do my best so you guys can hear me. But to start off, the Mohaven bird trap is a live trap that keeps your animal alive. It is basically a kind of net or kind of basket that is going to trap your prey. Alright, so what you're going to need to build this trap is branches, preferably. I like to keep them fairly heavy and thick because that's what's going to be holding your animal down, prey. So I like to choose anything from like this size, nice like 1.5 to 2 inches wide, thick, to anything from like a little guy like this, because these ones, you're gonna go thick at the bottom and slowly work your way to thinner at the top. It doesn't have to be thinner at the top, but that's just how I like to build them. So you're gonna have to start off with 2 bottom pieces the same length, the size that you want your trap. So I'm gonna have mine about this long, maybe like 1.5 feet each. So I'm gonna cut some pieces now and then we'll get started. Okay guys, so move the camera there for you so you're out of the wind so you can hopefully hear a little better or a lot better. So what I've done, I got my 2 pieces and at the ends of them I just cut a little notch in the end just for the rope that I'm gonna have on this, or the string, just to sit in so it doesn't slip out. So next you gotta get your string, which I have here. I'm gonna cut 2 equal lengths. And I like to do it twice the length of the trap that you're gonna be making. Okay, so now for each end of these, what I like to do is I just stick it on and then I'm gonna bring it back up and then pull that tight so that's not gonna go anywhere, just like that. So my rope is in the end there, the string, and then it's pulled back on it so that's not gonna slip out. And you're gonna do that with the reverse side of this one over here. What I like to do, the string I'm using is fairly stiff. It doesn't have a lot of elasticity to it. So I have this laid out approximately the width that I want. This can be fairly small. You can obviously make it bigger if you need to. But when it's all ready, I like to have both of them be able to come up somewhat equally up to a point. If they're tight, it's going to be really hard for you to be able to get all the pieces in that you need, and you're probably going to end up not having enough room. So I like to give it space like that, and then what you're going to start doing is just getting pieces and sliding them in to the edges of each side, and then working away from the inside out and just snugging them all the way back as you go. Okay, so the bottom, it's a little hard because it's not tight right off the bat. See, these are now tight because I've wedged all these in here. So it's one whole unit right now just because of the rope, the string that I'm using. But when you start, nothing stays put. They're all just kind of wobbling around everywhere. But then you get it up high enough that it's nice and tight. But you see what I mean with when I mean, you know, you gotta leave some slack. Because if it was this tight right off the bat, I wouldn't be able to get anything in and get any shape to my little cage. So all I've been doing is you gotta get your pieces underneath. When I got one, I like to put my other one in right away before I move them out. and then you're just gonna roll them all the way to the edges. Same with this one. Really just tighten this whole thing up as far as you can. Be careful not to break anything, but you want it to be as tight as you can. Make sure all the other ones are out. None of them are sliding back in. We're gonna go some more. So now I'm gonna start using smaller pieces because it's so tight. You're not gonna be able to get, you're only gonna be able to get like a few more big pieces in, so that's why I'm just starting to get smaller now as I go up. Some people, when they're doing this, they like to trim off the ends to make it neater and everything, but I personally like to leave them because what it means is I have that much more weight in the whole trap itself. So when I catch something, if I do, it's not being able to move the whole trap wherever it wants to. That it actually has some weight behind it. There is your basket. Okay guys, so here it is, all finished up. One finished cage, I guess you could call it. And it's just held in place by the tension of the string that you used. So mine's a little rectangular. Again, that's all just a matter of how you cut your pieces and the length of rope and string that you put on this. So if you wanted to, you could give more slack to the string in the beginning to give you more height. Yeah, so now I'm just going to show you guys how to set up the trigger mechanism. So for the trigger mechanism, I'm going to get myself a fairly thick piece of wood. And I'm going to cut it into a piece roughly that long. Roughly 6 inches, 5 inches, something around there. So now I got this piece, I'm gonna cut another one the same. Now I got 2, and I'm gonna cut halfway in and then notch it out. So this is the same trigger mechanism as a plateau at deadfall. That's all you're doing. I got one piece here, it's like that, cut it down, and I just pop my knife in there on the edge and just split this whole piece off. Same with this piece, except you see what I did for the top in this piece? This is what causes your hairpin trigger. These are gonna sit together like this, and then this could be totally upside down. It doesn't matter which way you do this, but this is gonna be on the ground, and this cord that I have running is gonna run into the trap. But this little top that I have here, I rounded off. It's a tiny little spot for it to balance flat on, and as soon as that gets a little tug, the whole thing's gonna trip and the trap's gonna fall. So setting this one up, this bottom or the trigger stick is just gonna be on, and then this is just gonna be tied taut at the back of the trap. So you just need to get the right amount of string then. Woo. Okay, so your animal comes along, gives this a little tiny tug, triggers the whole thing, and then it's trapped in there. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I want to thank Wilderness Outfitters YouTube channel for giving me this idea. They're a great channel, you should check them out. They got a lot of stuff on there. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you learned something and have a great day.